baby grave. At the Islamic school.
With other conflicts happening in the world, from the Middle East to Ukraine, the genocide in Darfur has fallen on deaf ears. The influx of tens of thousands of refugees is a heavy burden to bear for the people of Chad. Already one of the poorest countries in Africa, its own people are struggling with an even higher level of unemployment and valuable farmland now used up for sprawling camps. More than half the camp population are children. We are on the border of Chad and Sudan, and the carts behind me are taking supplies into Sudan, which is just 500 feet away, and the RSF controls the border. So it's not an easy place to cross. Sudan's war in Darfur is well into its second year, echoing the horrors of 2003 with no resolution in sight. Since tensions escalated into full-scale conflict last April, tens of thousands have been killed and wounded, and more than 9 million forced to flee as the region spirals into one of the worst humanitarian crises on the planet. What is most chilling, survivors say, is the calculating way the Arab-dominated militant forces, known interchangeably as the Rapid Support Forces or the Janjaweed, from 2 decades ago, are using unfathomable tactics to break civilians, particularly those belonging to the ethnic African Masalit tribe.
The worst atrocities and most intentional atrocities have been committed against the people of Darfur by the RSF, who told them, "You're dogs, you don't deserve, as blacks, you don't deserve this good land."
It was a very organized attacks, with, targeting people. So they have, to kill, rape, and loot, and then burn down houses of those people. So they spent 2 months, doing this and killing people continuously without mercy and without compassion.
Several survivors and those from the region also spoke of the systematic gender-based violence. For the Masalit, who are Muslim just as their assailants are, rape brings with it the added damage of deeply rooted family shame, social stigma, and the annihilation of honor. Darfur has already experienced genocide, a campaign against the ethnic Darfuri people that began in 2003, resulting in an estimated 250,000 deaths and charges of crimes against humanity at the International Criminal Court. With increasing evidence, there are fears that it is happening again. In 2017, Sudan passed a law recognizing the RSF as an independent security group, and the government used the RSF for years to suppress Darfurian unrest. While the conflict has many root causes, observers have noted the value of Darfur's resource-rich land, which is rich in gold and contains modest quantities of chromite, crude petroleum, and petroleum products.
We've been traveling through the night to try to get to the border. We're really a long way away. Yes. But it's pretty. Today, after about 28 hours of driving or something, and yes, we made it to the border.
For the millions that managed to flee toward the border with Chad, often walking up to 180 miles in 125-degree heat, life fares little better. Aid supply routes have been severed, and food prices have doubled in some parts of the region. given the inability of commercial traders to function. The displacement camps remain underfunded and beset by devastating nutritional crises. At least one child dies in the sprawling Zamzam camp every 2 hours. Sudanese refugees who have fled to Chad did so not only because of the starvation at home, but because there is something else driving the exodus.
When the war started, she and her mom was inside their room. A sniper shooted her in her arm. After the RSF shooted her, they burned our house, but they didn't tell her anything. They chased her sister. They beat her sister.
عندي وعمتي ذاتي قتلوه في الحرب. أي عندي وعمتي برضو قتلوه في الحرب يعني.
Her brother killed, shooted by RSF.
I remember that a girl about 14 years old, she's become mad now. She has been observed in front of his father, and then they have to kill her father and mother in front of her son. So she's become crazy, and many stories of that. Women get birth in the way of coming here. Children have died, slaves. Not always people telling you that the whole story. There's always a missing chapter.
والله الحاجة الوحيدة اللي أنا شفتها بعيني كده بعد ما ضربوا أمي.
Her mom was shot by gun.
Did you interact with any of the soldiers?
والله يكون فعلا بيقولوا بدقوا بيسووا.
They raped her.
You? Why did they do that?
The women and children, they face like even youth. We shouldn't forget the youth. If they rape your girl, your daughter in front of you, in our culture, your daughter to be killed in front of you, it is better than to be raped and you cannot do anything. Because somebody who killed your daughter, he can kill you. But somebody who raped his daughter, he destroyed you psychologically for the rest of your life and destroys the whole family. Even some girls who've been raped, their brothers, rather to stay with them in adheres, they move to other refugee camp to stay there. And this is destroying of society, of family, of country. And this is the biggest problem for us. And people, they say, rape me, kill me, rather than to rape me.
How many children do you have?
عندنا بنات 2 أولاد 3 5
Two daughters.
كلنا علينا 7 نفر.
3 sons.
انت يا انا يا لك 2 هسه حيين الميتين 2.
Two of
هسه
them
2
were
حيين.
killed.
The challenge mother and child facing in the refugee camp, there is no security. Because Meche, we faces a lot of problem also in Meche. If you're staying in Meche or you're staying in Adare, you have the same problem. Women facing, they don't have money when they come. Everything is destroyed. They have to do livelihood activity because the relief, as you know, it is not enough. They have to fetch water. They have to fetch firewood. They have to wait for their children. This is like double role for the mothers and the girl child heading household, and also boy child heading household, which in our society it is not normal. And a lot of girls who are younger than 18 years being raped, and we have a lot of single mothers and a lot of who are pregnant now, and this is a big stigma in our society.
Pregnant from rape?
Yeah, pregnant from rape.
What happens to the moms and the babies that are born from rape?
Sometimes the families, they won't accept them. And some girls also, they try to miscarriage.
They try to abort the baby.
Yeah, and also the problem, the law here, it is not child-friendly law. We hope if there is a family and child protection friendly space to deal with children issues. Like we like to have uniformed police, like what we have in Sudan. And we don't know here, we're dealing with the Chadian law or with international law or with Sudanese law. There is no law. And this is one of the biggest problems. They have to stop this bloodshed against Sudanese.
Being a parent gives you a whole new level of empathy for survivors, for civilians that are caught in the crossfire of these conflicts. Each day is incredibly difficult. So I definitely think for me, it's given me a lot of perspective on the life that I have and the life that my child has and her overflowing chest of toys when babies in these places don't have anything. And at the end of the day, we worry about how to make sure we can pay for the roof over our heads and have enough food on the table and how many hours a day our baby sleeps. I can hear my daughter waking up right now. But at the end of the day, if we don't have safety, we don't have anything. Just imagine the helplessness of not being able to provide that. One of the Darfurians said to me and was telling me about how there were different people that were dying of different ailments and often they don't know why. And he looked me in the eye and he said, you know, people here don't die of war wounds, they die of heartbreak.